Uh, Hello, so in this video I'm going to talk about different challenges in producing high technology semiconductors in large amounts. This is an image when it says here advanced packaging and shows different possible solutions to it. Like here it says flip chip and wafer level, panel level. Here it mentions memory 3D CSV, different panels that can be used on the chip and wafers, that kind of thing. So first off, I'm gonna present different problems and challenges involved in this process. So some of the key challenges are, first of all, making all of the components work correctly. This is a challenge because you know you're connecting a lot of chips together into one package. It's a large amount of chips, and they might not really work correctly. They could glitch and not function properly. Another challenge is overheating. This is a big one. It's because the chips they generate a lot of heat, and when there's a lot of them in a single package, this can cause overheating, and overheating can lead to the chips not working. There's also preventing the chips from being squeezed or crushed in the packages, like any damage that can be caused to the chips. And the reason this would happen or could happen could be because there's a lot of the chips in one package, and they could get easily squeezed, or they could get crushed easily, and they're hard to make. They're expensive, so that'd be pretty bad. And if they get crushed, obviously they stop working. Another challenge or difficulty would be cost. Making those packages and designing the packages is pretty costly. It's expensive, and the reason for that is because, well, first of all, it takes a lot of time to make the packages to store those chips. And the reason it takes a lot of time is because, you know, it takes a lot of time to make it effective and work properly. That's why, and because of that, it costs a lot. That's one. So that's also a challenge, and then there are also a lot of challenges involved in the testing process. Testing whether those chips work. There's also a lot of challenges in that. And the reason for that is because there are so many chips in one package, it becomes difficult to test. You see, and it also that just becomes harder to test, but it becomes harder to detect any errors, like tiny small errors. It's hard to detect them. So now I'm gonna discuss some possible solutions to these challenges, and possibly possible methods how to solve these difficulties in the design process. So possible solutions to these challenges. So the first one, making all of the components work correctly. Solution. So what can be done, like a standard method to connect these chips, connecting them all in the same way, like interfaces or ports, specific method, or EDA, electronic design automation. Like those tools and stuff, the electronic design automation helps with finding which chips might not work before they're even made. That's also pretty important. Some solution to overheating, it could be a lot of liquid solutions, like adding different liquids, and that can prevent heat, prevent they can conduct heat basically. Here it says allowing liquids to circulate within the package, or another thing besides liquids would be the materials that are used in the design of the package, good heat conducting property materials in the design of the package itself. Essentially, for liquids, it's important to use liquids that transfer heat effectively. And with preventing the chips from being squeezed, crushed, and damaged in the packages. The solution for that would be to do various like testing to the package itself at first. Before the package is even like used, it's important to make sure it's tested properly. Here I listed different tests that you know are more like detailed and you know help in detecting errors that could be caused, like X-ray imaging, acoustic microscopy. Also, AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning is used to detect error in the test. There's also statistical process control (SPC). There are also different tests on all sorts of different materials that are conducted. Here, the solutions are continued. So, the solution to solve the cost issue and make it less expensive. Well, making the packages more simple could be a solution, but they have to at the same time be effective. Though they can't be too basic either. Um, Another thing that helps out in this process is to use robots to do the assembling parts, because this is both faster and cheaper. Because you know people don't have to do it; they don't have to get like paid for this. And, it's cheaper ultimately, and it contributes to there being less cost. In some scenarios, it is even beneficial to use more simple materials. Just instead of using advanced materials, use basic materials sometimes to reduce the cost. And some testing challenges, like solutions to the testing problem. Well, instead of using like a pass slash fail kind of test system, using what's called like an adaptive test, like more specific tests basically. And Also AI, as mentioned before, is used to make the tests and detect errors. This is beneficial because it makes the testing process faster. So that also contributes to solving that issue. Right. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, then like and subscribe. And that's all. See you in the next video.